Okay, welcome back, you all. Um, I want to start off and talk about one of our fallen heroes. I've been talking about how that everybody we looked up to in the past, they weren't who we thought they were. And I remember in 2020, um, the Holy Spirit revealed to me that everybody's going to get exposed. Folks are going to get exposed for, being good, and folks are going to be exposed for being bad. 2020 was a year of clear vision, perfect eyesight. I guess seeing things clear, and so I believe that in 2020 the truth was revealed, and so ever since 2020, you've been seeing everybody get exposed. Um, I have this thing in my mouth because I went to the orthodontist and I went to a specialist. And, I was thinking about the worst. I was preparing, to hear the worst. My normal dentist told me you might have to get a root canal, which I wasn't going to get. Um, but I spoke to the doctor there, or the orthodontist, and come to find out, I'm grinding my teeth at night, and my dentist said the same thing because I wake up and my teeth would be hurting on this right side. Now, a friend of mine says that grinding your teeth not only comes from stress, but it also comes from if your body has a parasite in it. But anyway, so I have these things in my mouth that I used when I was trying to do, like, I bought this whole teeth whitening kit stuff, got fitted for, and I never even used this stuff, but I remember I had the little trays. And so I said, let me try these trays to see if they work. Now, they wanted me to get fitted for a night guard. That's what cost me about $400 something, $500 to get the night guard. And I said, let me put this in my mouth and see if it works. And last night, it worked. Um, so I just realized that I've been putting so much pressure on my teeth grinding at night. Um, and maybe it is stress. Could be, a lot of stuff been going on this year. It's been a very trying year for me. So maybe it has been stress. I don't know. But I mean, I prayed about it and hopefully everything will work out. The orthodontist said he wanted to hold off. He said I might need one crown, but he wants to hold off on the crown and let me wear the mouth guard at night for about 6 weeks or 7 weeks to see if it alleviates some of the pain. He did tests on all my teeth, and I think that was the issue, was the grinding of the teeth, which is a blessing because you hate to go there and have to, get your teeth extracted. But anyway, um, so I had these little things, and I put them in. They work, and I'm talking with them now because when you talk and eat and stuff, your teeth start to hurt. So I guess my I'll be doing this to let my teeth kind of heal. Uh, yeah, I actually don't have any feelings though. So the crazy part is, like, I don't have any cavities. I don't have any feelings. None of that stuff. It's just like just this grinding of the teeth thing came about probably this year. Um, like I said, I've been going through a lot this year. So anyway, so the point is that God is good. Um, I don't have to get out my teeth pulled or get a root canal. So you know, um, but I'm gonna get an official night guard. Um, probably next month, maybe this month. I don't know. All you need is oregano oil. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna stop the grinding though. Anyway, let me say what's up to y'all before I get started. Let me see what's up before I get started. Um, hold on. So what's up, Melba? What's up, Destro? What's up, Kenya? What's up, Cam B? What's up, Prudence? What's up, Mika? What's up, Baby for Life? What's up? I was there. Um, what's up, Christina Miller? Um, what's up, Bonafide? What's up, Simply X? Um, yeah, I saw those Christina on Amazon where I got to get fitted, but I was like, let me try this way first to see if it works. But I saw that on Amazon actually yesterday. What's up, A Honeycut? What's up, Rena Bina? And what's up, y'all on IG? So on IG, I have a picture of Muhammad Ali on here, and I read an article about George Foreman and Ali and why they never had a rematch. You're going to be pretty shocked as to why they didn't have a rematch. Now, what I'm going to share with you all is from George Foreman himself and what he said. I believe George Foreman. I feel like he's a stand-up guy. Um, he could not be, but I feel like he is. But I have an article here, and I'm going to read it. This one I had? No, that's not the one I had. This is not the one. I'm going to keep it, though. Let me see. There's an article. And you kind of, this may be it right here. Okay, I'm going to keep this one right here, too. I have it on my phone. Let me just go to my phone and because I have the article ready to go on my phone. Let me try one more time. So basically, Ali fought Foreman. Let me go. For some reason, hold on 1 second. IG. This is crazy. Oh, this is it right here. This is it. This is it right here. This is it right here. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry. So basically, George Foreman and Ali never had a rematch. Now, I want you to understand that George Foreman fought Frazier twice, and I want to say he fought Ken Norton once. Ali fought Frazier 3 times. Ali fought Norton 3 times, but Ali fought George Foreman 1 time. Somebody said if they're famous, they sold their soul somehow, some way. Okay, so but listen. Ali was the guy put number one. Ali was the guy I put number one. Ali is the guy that's number one in my book. But when I read to you this story of him and George Foreman, you're going to be quite shocked. Let me say this. Adversity reveals character. It doesn't build it. Your character is usually built without adversity because your character is built every single day. Adversity puts your character to the test. Most folks believe that adversity builds character, meaning if they go to something adverse, they automatically build character. They even have a saying that says, that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. All these are cliche sayings that aren't true. Your character is an intentional thing you build every single day so that when the moment comes, your character will be revealed. And so most people by default don't build their character. When I say build your character, that means I can put you in any situation and your character will always shine through. This is why most people don't fail the big test, they fail the small test. Most people pass the big test. Most people don't kill, they don't rob, they don't steal, they don't like most people pass the big test, but it's the small test. It's those tests when nobody's looking. Those are the ones that people fail. Those tests that you know are wrong, but you do it anyway, because you know you won't get caught. Those tests, most people fail all the time. But to me, those are the major tests, though, because those are the character building tests. If you go through the Ten Commandments, the Ten Commandments aren't difficult to follow. To me, the Ten Commandments aren't really a character test. It's everything in between the Ten Commandments. Like, it's not hard for somebody to put God first, but the question is, are you going to always put God first? And then the question is, to what extent? You know, you cannot covet your neighbor's wife, right? But to what extent, though? When she walks by, do you look at her butt? You say, thou shalt not kill. Yeah, you might not kill, but how many folks have you killed emotionally? How many folks' spirit have you broken? Again, the Ten Commandments are not difficult to follow. They're not. To me, that they're not based on character. What's based on, they're based on obedience. What's based on character is everything in between those Ten Commandments. And so most people fail the small test. They pass the big ones. You can, people will go out there, they'll feed the homeless, take care of the sick, do all the stuff that everybody can see. But it's when nobody's looking. Who are you then? Because that is who you really are. And so I'm gonna read this story about Ali, and we're gonna get into it. We have a scripture here by Bree, Romans 5:3-5. Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. And hope does not put us to shame because God's love has been poured out into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. And again, in context, when we're going through sufferings, this is you going through sufferings as a God-fearing person, a righteous person. This is not you going through suffering and being in the world. Folks in the world suffer. It's talking about specifically about people that are in the word, in the faith. When they go through suffering, they know it's for a purpose. When folks in the world go through suffering, it be for some foolishness. But again, most people will pass the big test. They won't pass the small test because the small tests happen every single day, every minute of the hour, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so I'm gonna read this story. Muhammad Ali, who I'm a fan. Like, listen, I'm a fan of Ali. Now, listen, I'm not a fan of Ali's activism because I know his activism was all contrived and working with the communists and all that. Not his activism. I'm talking about his boxing, strictly his boxing. His approach to boxing, that's what I'm talking about. And he is, in my opinion, he's the greatest heavyweight. But after I found this information out, I couldn't. Let me just read it. Okay, let me go. Matter of fact, let me just. I think I played that clip. I played that clip of Ali and George Foreman. I'm starting this article right here. When the opening bell rang at the Rumble in the Jungle, Muhammad Ali surprised everyone by taking the fight right to George Foreman. Most suspected that he wouldn't want to get into a toe-to-toe battle with the hard-hitting champion, but he continued to throw straight rights at Foreman's head. But Foreman was hitting shots of his own late in the first round, which is when Ali decided to change things up. So now we see that Ali, his first strategy, which I don't believe was a strategy, it was a pump fake, but is to stand toe-to-toe with Foreman. Once he get hit with a few shots, now he gets Foreman. He's getting Foreman engaged. It's almost like you tempting something to come and chase you, come after you. I just saw that the HOA people called me and said I had a hornet's nest hanging up here, above my garage. I kept seeing these hornets by my front door, my neighbor's front door, on the ground, dead. So I know where they were coming from. But then I look up and it's this big hornet's nest. So folks are telling me to do this to the hornets and do that, try this, try that. But I'm like, the hornets are a one-shot deal. I mean, if you miss, it's over because they communicate very quickly. So you know that they say that don't shake the hornet's nest. It's that way for a reason because they have a listen. If you mess with some hornets, they're going to attack you with a concerted, coordinated effort. So, but I looked up and I saw these hornets. Now, again, if I want to play with my life, I hit the hornet nest and I take off running. They're going to come after me. Now, what Ali did was shook the hornet's nest, which is George Foreman. He gets him engaged and he's setting him up. Hope that analogy wasn't too long-winded. But let me come back to the article. When the second round began, Ali let Foreman throw shots at him while covering up on the ropes. The champion was merely hitting some outside shots on the arms and bodies, but not racking up any points or hurting Ali. But what he was doing was expending energy in what Ali would later call the rope-a-dope technique. When Foreman would tire during the next few rounds, Ali hit him with shots to the face, and the champion got very puffy. He staggered Foreman to start the fourth round and again at the end of the fifth. By the seventh round, Foreman was visibly exhausted, and when he hit Ali with a clean blow, a blow that had been knocking out other opponents, the challenger just whispered that all you got, George. In the eighth round, it was clear that Foreman was on his last legs, and Ali took advantage. Right hooks bombarded the champion, and in a 5-punch combo, the end with the left hook and a straight right sent Foreman to the canvas. Big George struggled to get to his feet, and the fight was called. Muhammad Ali had put off the upset, and once again the heavyweight champion of the Ali had pulled off the upset and was once again the heavyweight champion of the world. Why a rematch between George Foreman never happened? Let me go to this clip right here. I'm going to go to this clip so we can hear Ali talking. So I want you to hear Ali talking, and then we're going to reveal what really happened.
I kept talking to him during the fight, too.
Muhammad, congratulations.
Am I the greatest of all time?
Muhammad, you told me in Deer Lake you were the greatest of all time, and I think everybody out there watching now will say that you proved it to
man who was bearing me up, too powerful, too strong. I proved that Allah is God. Elijah Muhammad is a messenger, and I have faith in them. And regardless of the world and the pressure, I made it an easy night because Allah has power over all things. If you believe in Him, nothing, even George Foreman, will look like a baby. It wasn't a close fight, was it?
It wasn't a close fight.
No. Was it close before I knocked him out? No. Wait. Is this on close? You tell. Is it live?
Right now.
Everybody stop talking now. Attention. I told you.
Now listen. Now, you know, we got to give Ali credit for being a great showman. I mean, Ali had all the tools, the looks, the height, the charisma, had everything, right? Just God-given, just a God-given stature to be in front of many people. So we got to give Ali credit because this is what made boxing. Like this, like all of this showmanship, all of this, you know, bringing extra fans to the sport because of your personality. All this stuff is good, right? So we got to give him credit for this. And again, I had Ali number 1. But remember what I said, character, adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. It reveals character. So when you're going through something that's difficult, who you really are is going to come out. Who you really are is going to come out. This ain't no, you're going to get character by osmosis. No, it's intentional. And like I said, most folks fail the small test.
All of my critics, I told you all that I was the greatest of all time when I beat Sonny Liston. I told you today I'm still the greatest of all time. Never again defeat me. Never again say that I'm going to be defeated. Never again make me the underdog until I'm about 50 years old. Right. Then you might get me. But I didn't dance. I didn't dance for a reason. I wanted to make him lose all his power. I kept telling him he had no punch. He couldn't hit. He's swinging like a sissy. He's missing. Let me see your box. I hadn't started dancing yet. You can't say my legs are gone. You can't say I was tired because what happened? I didn't dance from the second round on. I stayed on the ropes. When I stay on the ropes, you think I'm doing bad. But I want all boxers to put this in the page of boxing. Staying on the ropes is a beautiful thing with a heavyweight when you make him shoot his best shots and you know he's not hitting you. I would have gave George Foreman 2 rounds of steady punching because after that he was mine. But he was falling. He was missing. I don't know if I'm going to fight again or not. I'm going to retire as of now. I have to talk to my leader, the most honorable.
Are you still planning to retire?
Assalamu alaikum to all the Muslims. Thanks to Almighty God Allah. I want all of you fans out there who believe in me, read the Muhammad Speaks newspapers, go to your local Muslim temple and learn more about the life-giving power from Allah through Elijah Muhammad.
So, so you can pretty much see that Ali was thinking about retiring. He was thinking about retiring after fighting George Foreman. Now, keep in mind, Ali fought Norton 3 times, and he fought Frazier 3 times, but he only fought Foreman 1 time. And yes, Foreman did punch himself out, but again, Ali is, at this time, Ali is 32, and Foreman is 25. So Foreman is a baby in boxing. So, but I'm gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into it.
That I was got. You saw all the white people, the critics, the world had me ranked to go down. This was that man, and Allah, God was with me, and this man looked like nothing. Right. I want you to remember that. Want to know where I get the power? Visit the local Muslim mosque. Read that Muhammad Speaks newspaper. Take it from me.
That just proves you can have commercials on closed circuit television just as you can have it on real television. Muhammad, what did you say to George Foreman?
Not a commercial. Telling people to believe in God.
Tell me, what did you say to George Foreman before the fight? What did you say?
I told him he has no power in the corners and in the clinches. I said, shoot your best shot. I'm going back to the ropes. They told me he was strong. Didn't I look stronger than him?
Why didn't, tell me, Mohammed, this is the thing that puzzled people. Why was it when you were on the ropes that he could not hurt you, even when you were right there on the ropes?
Blocking. and I was pulling back, and I have a radar built inside me. I know how to judge punch.
Now, the one thing about the rope-a-dope is if the average person tries it, you're going to get your head knocked off. The rope-a-dope is not something that you would teach a boxer to do. They'll get your head knocked off. Ali was exceptionally quick. Quick hands, quick move, like exceptional. He was exceptional. His God-given ability. So if you think about the strategy, if I get on the ropes, I cut the distance off between me and Foreman. So now Foreman's punches aren't going to be as hard because he don't have the distance and the leverage to throw the punches. He's so close. It's a smart strategy, but let's keep in mind this rope-a-dope strategy was pre-planned. He didn't just figure this out in the middle of the fight. Trust me, this was planned. Now, on George Foreman's problem, or George Foreman's corner, he trained for Ali to dance around the ring. Like if Ali had stood toe-to-toe with Foreman, he'd have been done in probably second, third round. Because Foreman just hit too hard. But let's continue.
Didn't I tell all of you out there on your local radio shows, mostly black stations, I told you I'm going to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see. So that's what happened.
That's what you said to me. But tell me now, are you really going to retire, Muhammad?
I'm seriously thinking about retiring. There's nothing else for me to fight. I told her, well, I'm going to retire. I'm going to hold the title for a few months. They took my title unjustly. I told you, I'm the real champion. I told you, I'm the champion of the world. All of you bow. All of my critics call. All of you suckers who write the Ring magazine, Boxing Illustrated, all of you suckers bow because the stage was set. You made him great. You made him a bad Joe Louis. You made him a hard puncher. But I want everybody from this moment on to recognize me as the scholar of boxing. If you want to know any damn thing about boxing, don't go to no boxing experts in Las Vegas. Don't go to no Jimmy the Greek. Come to Muhammad Ali. I am the man.
One last question, Muhammad.
Hello, my man, Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner out there.
Muhammad, one last question.
Now, ironically, he said he's friends with Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner's white, but ironically, the white man is the devil, but you friends with Hugh Hefner. I wonder why. How convenient to be friends with the white man with all the women. Anyway, so again, Muhammad Ali brought an extra element to boxing, which he made boxing. He made it fan friendly. Just to see his interviews, to hear him talk, drew folks to the sport. That's why I also put him up there as number one. Not just boxing, but also what else he brought to the sport. He brought the world to come. The world was tuning in to see this man box. Kelvin Thompson said, like Mayweather, some people not built to get hit. I mean, it is what it is, you know. But let's finish this out, and then I'm gonna.
Question. Tell me, would you say that this at this moment is this the happiest moment of your life?
No. Happiest moment of my life when I met Elijah Muhammad, the freedom speaker of black people. But I want to say this. Hello to all my friends in Louisville, Kentucky. Joe Martin, Fred Stoner, all of my friends in Louisville, Kentucky, where I started. I'm recognized all over the world now, but my greatness came and started in Louisville, Kentucky. And that's one of the greatest cities in America, Louisville, Kentucky. And I predict that Louisville, Kentucky will have another world champion because Louisville is the greatest. Louisville.
Okay, so you pretty much heard Ali's post-fight. Let me go to this. Why a rematch between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman never happened. After the Rumble in the Jungle, a rematch with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman seemed a mere formality. Fans wanted it, Foreman wanted it, and Ali had a history of big-time rematches with Henry Cooper, Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson, Jerry Quarry, George Chuvalo, Joe Frazier, and Ken Norton. So a rematch with George Foreman seemed likely, right? Wrong. Following the fight with George Foreman, Muhammad Ali took fights that seemed a little easier. 5 months after the Rumble in the Jungle, he took on Chuck Wepner, who wasn't given much a chance, but gave the champ all he can handle, and is best known for being the fight that inspired Sylvester Stallone's to write Rocky. Next up was Ron Lyle, whom he knocked out in the 11th round, the same fighter that George Foreman knocked out in the 5th round after his 15-month layoff after losing to Ali. As Foreman once told Ring TV right before he fought Lyle, Ali called the former champion to talk about a rematch. Now, this is who Muhammad Ali is. I want you to sit down if you're standing up, take a deep breath, tell everybody to be quiet. I'm about to read to you all who Muhammad Ali is. Not the guy you just heard, not the guy that beat George Foreman. This is who Muhammad Ali is. And it hurts me to even say this. Just like when I said Malcolm X didn't lead the Nation of Islam when he found out what Elijah Muhammad was doing to little girls. He didn't leave. He left because he couldn't speak. It hurts me to say these things. These folks are my heroes. But I got to be honest. Let's go to it. So let's go back to it. Ali called me at home in California just prior to my fight with Ron Lyle. Let me start over. I want to get this perfect. Ali called me at home in California just prior to my fight with Ron Lyle. He said, I hear you want a rematch, and that's fine, but you must rehire Dick Sadler as trainer. I said that Sadler would never work my corner again, and Ali responded angrily by saying there would be no rematch. Now, let me ask you all a question. Why would Ali want Foreman to hire a trainer to fight him? Why would Ali even care who was training Foreman? Why would Ali say, you got to hire this guy and then I'll fight you? So you got to hire this guy to train you and then I'll fight you. What does that sound like? What does that sound like? Let's read it again. Ali called me at home in California just prior to my fight with Ron Lyle. He said, I hear you want a rematch, and that's fine, but you must rehire Dick Sadler as trainer. I said that Sadler would never work my corner again, and Ali responded angrily by saying there would be no rematch. Why do you think Ali wanted George Foreman to hire Dick Sadler back? Well, you know Sadler's Jewish. Come on. So let's continue. Now listen now. So you're getting in real time Ali not wanting a rematch with Foreman. Now you heard what he just said about Foreman. He said he's soft, he hit like a sissy, he's slow, I manhandled him, he was a baby. He said all that stuff. In front of the world, he told the whole world that man is soft. But on the phone, he trying to make deals. You see, on that phone, ain't no cameras around. Nobody's watching. It's just you and Foreman. Now you want Foreman to hire somebody that you know, that you're friends with. Let's continue. Dick Sadler was George Foreman's trainer for years and helped build the style that would help him become the world's heavyweight champion. Unfortunately, he was also the one that may have cost Foreman a title in Zaire. Foreman would later say that Sadler acted very strangely leading up to and during the Rumble in the Jungle and made zero attempts to stop what was happening during this bout with Ali. Let's dig into it a little bit. Let's dig into it a little bit. Now, keep in mind now, Ali never ducked nobody, right? He never ducked anybody. Everybody wants the rematch. It's a no-brainer. Get to it real quick. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. That's not what I wanted to see. I'm sorry. I thought it was taking me to another article, but it didn't. It me to something else with Tyson. But Foreman said that the Sadler guy was acting funny leading up to the fight and during the fight. It's from Foreman. Every round, he was telling me to attack, attack, attack. He was slapping my leg in the corner, urging me to get him, telling me I had Ali hurt. Now, once did he ask me to stop and let Ali bring the fight to me. I was the champion that night, but it was though he was burning me out on purpose. This is from George Foreman. This is from George Foreman. So now think about it. Think about George Foreman as the champ. So why would the champ be the one doing all this? Everybody knows you got to beat the champ, right? You got to beat the champ. If they go to the scorecard, you're gonna lose. You got to whip the champ. So why would this trainer, who's seasoned, who's a veteran, who's a world champion caliber trainer, why would he tell George Foreman to keep doing the same thing over and over, seeing George Foreman getting tired? T said it was a setup, like the Dave Chappelle skit said, sprinkle a little crack on him. Right. Pamela Calhoun says, I don't like fighting. Only time I would watch boxing was when Muhammad Ali would fight the greatest of all times. There will never be another, in my opinion. Boy, Pamela, you must have came in late. So, in other words, Ali was working with George Foreman's trainer. Ali was working with Dick Sadler. We got tricked, y'all. We got tricked. You can't tell me that Ali fights Ken Norton 3 times, then Ali fights Frazier 3 times, but he only fights Foreman 1 time, and everybody wanted a rematch with Ali and Foreman. Now, somebody put it on Quora, and they said, is there any truth to rumors that Dick Sadler helped Muhammad Ali beat George Foreman while he was Foreman's trainer during the Thrilla Manila? I'm going to tell you this right now. For Ali to request that George Foreman hire Dick Sadler, they had to have a relationship. They had to have a relationship. For Ali to say, you got to hire this guy to train you, they had to have had a relationship. Why would he even care? Matter of fact, you beat him with that trainer. So one of two things. Either the trainer George Foreman had was better than Dick Sadler and you was going to lose, or you wanted him to hire Dick Sadler so you can win. Either way is bad. Either way is bad. But stimulated students, that's my point. My point is you got to take the rematch, because not taking a rematch, I can't put you number one of all time. If you duck somebody for the rematch, I can't put you number one. I can't. Because now I believe that you know you won because Dick Sadler was there. If George Foreman had had any other trainer in his corner, that fight wouldn't have went like that. Because ain't no trainer in their right mind going to tell the champ to go out there and punch somebody for 8 straight rounds. They're not going to do it. They're going to say, go to the middle of the ring and make him come out to you. So, again, this information came out because George Foreman was getting interviewed about this. Now, listen, keep in mind, George Foreman has never once said anything bad about Muhammad Ali, ever once, never. And the problem is that most people hold the image up of Ali because he's a fan favorite. Nobody wants to be the bad guy told you about Ali. But again, George Foreman told you what was going on. He said Dick Sadler was acting funny before the fight and during the fight, and he fired him because of it. You know that George Foreman fired Dick Sadler because of this, because he knew he got sabotaged. George Foreman knew he got sabotaged. So imagine the person that sabotages you, Ali calls your phone and say, hire the person that sabotaged. No. I can't put Ali number one. Can't do it. And he was my number one. I can't. I can't do it. Ali said, you got to hire the guy that sabotaged you in order for me to fight you. I can't do it. George Foreman and Dick Sadler parted ways, and Muhammad Ali was adamant that the only way he would fight George Foreman again was if Sadler was back in his corner. Many believe it's because Ali knew that if he ever stepped foot in the ring with Foreman again, he'd be destroyed, as Big George could continue to dominate his opponents in his return after the loss in Zaire. While Ali defeated Joe Frazier in their epic trilogy bout, the famous Thriller in Manila, it took everything he had, exhausting him to the end of the match. Meanwhile, following the fight with Lyle in 1976, George Foreman destroyed Frazier, knocking him out by the 5th round. Again, everything is pointing to Ali fighting Foreman. Everything is pointing to Ali fighting Foreman. And Ali says, I'll only fight you if you hire the guy that sabotaged you the first time. So my point is, Ali was ducking. Ali was ducking. Ali was being a coward. This ain't strategy. This is cowardice. And it's cowardice because if you got enough guts to go in front of the world and tell everybody the man was a sissy, then surely you can give him a rematch. You gave Foreman a trilogy. You gave Frazier a trilogy. You gave Norton a trilogy. You gave Sonny Liston a rematch. You gave countless other fighters a second chance. Why not George Foreman? I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, we all got them George Foreman grills. I can't do it. What he did to Foreman was wrong. He sabotaged George Foreman. Dick Sadler later became a part of Ali's entourage, which obviously got plenty of rumors swirling that he had something to do with Ali ducking Foreman. But Foreman never bought into that and never bought into Ali being scared of him, at least publicly. Despite never getting a shot at Ali again, Foreman, per usual, showed tremendous class. Ali was the bravest man I ever shared the ring with, and it all came down to the issue we had with Dick Sadler. Strange things can happen in boxing matches the fighters never mention, and I may have caught him with one punch that he wasn't willing to take again. A really heavy body shot bent Ali over at the waist, and it was obvious he was hurt. When the bell rang to end that particular round, he gave me a look. I remember thinking to myself, this is the bravest man I've ever faced. Despite chasing the rematch, I asked myself many times if I truly wanted to get back in the ring with him. If Ali was a touch scared of fighting me again, I was glad of it. Now, I know George Foreman's being nice. We all know if George Foreman was to fight Ali a second time, he would have knocked his head off. Simon Soon said there's a video of Ali scolding his team right before the fight. I don't know if it's real though. Listen, Ali was working with Dick Sadler, who is George Foreman's trainer. They set George Foreman up, and George Foreman knew it. To me, this tarnishes Muhammad Ali's legacy entirely. All the greatness we saw with Ali, it gets undone in this moment. Because this right here is the most egregious thing a champion could do. This right here is the most egregious thing that a champion could do. Is to say, you got to hire a trainer that sabotages you for me to fight you a second time. And then say, if I don't hire him back, you say there won't be no rematch. But you're giving rematches to guys you feel like you can beat. To me, that's cowardice. I don't respect that. I don't respect it. Because you're a fighter. And you don't owe it to yourself, but you owe it to the fans. Because the fans deserve. Because the fans deserve. Look, I'm moving slow. What's going on? Is Muhammad Ali better than Floyd Mayweather? I mean, it's hard to judge. I mean, Floyd is 50-0, whatever he is. I don't know. I would say I like Muhammad Ali better, but I don't know. It's unfortunate that the world never got to see Muhammad Ali and George Foreman in the ring following the Rumble in the Jungle. It certainly would have been another great bout between the two of the best fighters in history. I'm going to say this. The fight didn't happen because Ali was scared. And I ain't saying that Ali was scared of George Foreman. Ali was scared to be beaten a certain way. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. Ali was afraid of getting beaten a certain way. He was afraid of getting beat on his back. You know what I'm saying? So to me, he wasn't afraid of George Foreman. He's afraid of how he's going to lose to George Foreman. And to me, this pulled Ali out of my number one spot. Now I'm looking at Lennox Lewis. Now I'm looking at George Foreman. I'm talking about heavyweights. But I'm not looking at Ali no more. Ali dropped out of this. For me, he dropped down. Say Ali couldn't defend a left hook. Frazier caught him with a left hook. He didn't think Foreman was a punk. He didn't think he was a punk. He needed an advantage to fight Foreman. Anthony Joshua is the LeBron James of boxing. He ain't. Anthony Joshua should be number one. Anthony Joshua physically should be the best heavyweight of all time. Physically, he should be. That's where I'll leave that statement off right there. Are you joking? Okay. Floyd beat Canelo, Pacquiao, Mosley, Gotti. Yeah, Floyd fought everybody though, didn't he? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Floyd fought everybody. Ali fought it, but technically Ali fought everybody too, though. Ali even fought Larry Holmes. Listen, Ali fought everybody, but he feared George Foreman because the way George Foreman would have made him look. He did not want to be on the canvas getting counted out on his back. If he's on his back and knocked out, can't get up, all that talking is gone. His whole brand is destroyed. If he fought George Foreman again, his entire brand would have been destroyed. Because you can't talk that crazy when you sleep on the ground. You just can't. Mike Tyson's another one. Great heavyweight, but he fought tomato cans. Tyson fought a bunch of tomato cans. Anytime Tyson fought a boxer, he lost. Or went the distance. If you go look at his younger fights, with the guys he went 12 rounds with when he was younger, they was like anytime he had to fight a guy that was taller and could box, he struggled. Right. Like Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong using performance enhancements. He cheating. Ali was great, but his fame is no different from any other black figure of the era. Yeah, Larry Holmes drilled Ali. Tyson dodged Riddick Bowe. You know he did. Listen, Tyson the one nothing would deal with Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe could box, but again, I'm getting beside myself. Ali sabotaged George Foreman. He sabotaged him. He sabotaged him. And I can't. And to me, it is a tarnishing of Muhammad Ali's legacy. It ain't the same. And again, he wasn't afraid of George Foreman. He was afraid of being on his back, getting counted out. He was afraid of his image being tarnished. You can lose on your feet all day. That ain't nothing. You can get whooped and lose. That ain't nothing. I'm taking Apollo Creed over Ali Blanche. Listen, man. This right here, this stunt that Ali pulled with Foreman, I'm questioning everything about him. Everything. Question everything about him. And again, this is where your character gets revealed. This is adversity for Ali. Ali going almost to the death with Frazier, that's not adversity for Ali. He built for that. Him losing to Norton, getting his jaw broke, and then coming back beating him twice, that's Ali. But Ali's test was him being viewed a certain way by the public. That was Ali's character test. It wasn't this other stuff. It was, can I risk losing in a way where I don't feel like I'm the same person anymore? That's the test. And he failed. And he failed. That Ali movie with Will Smith was trash. Anytime Will Smith does an accent, the movie's trash. Anytime Will Smith has a fake accent, the movie's gonna be horrible. It's trash. But my point is that we've seen so many people get exposed over these past 3 years. It's going to continue to happen. These folks are going to get exposed left and right. All of our heroes, come to find out, weren't heroes at all. And what you might end up seeing is the folks that told you they were the villains may have actually been the heroes. The folks that were the villains may have actually been the heroes. A simulated student says if Ali was a part of the machine, that's just what it is. Dude was a degenerate that was defined by social engineers. Somebody said Winky Wright was the best technical fighter I've ever seen, and Floyd ducked him for years. I'm gonna just say this, right? Ali was a part of the machine, but Ali even stunted on Frazier though. Frazier was giving Ali money when he wasn't boxing. He stunted on Frazier. But really, you know what it was with Ali? It was pride. It was pride. Ali was humiliating. Ali was humiliating Frazier. And then Ali called him Uncle Tom. He's wrong. Ali was wrong. He was wrong. He's wrong. I'm gonna tell you like this. Let me be real with y'all. I'm not judging a man by how many times he falls down. Like, I'm not judging a man that's playing poor character. I'm judging the man on how he responds to him displaying poor character. Does he come back and say, I was wrong? Does he come back and say, I messed up? Does he come back and say, you know what? Let me make it right with you? That's what I judge the man on. I don't judge a man for falling. I judge him on getting up, because we all going to fall eventually. But Muhammad Ali, what he did with Frazier, and more importantly, what he did with Foreman is shameful. It's disgraceful. Like, I can't even, like, I gotta put him out of my top spot and not even rank him. I'm not even going to rank Ali based on what he did with Foreman, because what he did with Foreman puts into question everything. For me, he's never come out and said, I did this, I was wrong. So because he never atoned for it, I can't even rank him no more. I can't even say it. I can't even do it.
TV with this attorney said to dress like a lawyer.
Oh yeah, well I thought it was a sports thing. I would come relaxing. I think that
You look
be a
good, Joe.
relaxing thing, you know.
You don't explain why you dress like you are.
Well, that's good. You know, I'm a dresser.
You look
better
good,
believe it.
Joe.
I feel good too. That's where I feel like I should dress for this kind of show.
I decided to put
Now, I want y'all to understand that Frazier was taking care of Ali when he wasn't boxing. Now, just know that Frazier was giving Ali money for him and his family while he was out of boxing for 3 years now. So to keep that in mind.
Ali on the left, Frazier in the middle, and Howard on the right. Howard said to me, well, that's not the way we usually do it. We usually do it with me separating the two interviewees. And I said, Howard, I think I'm going to get more out of it by the two of them sitting together.
You just got too many white followers. They don't like it for that. They figure you must be a good boy.
Yeah, good boy.
For the first 5 or 6 rounds, Ali was taunting Joe as they were narrating the fight, which was the normal thing for Ali.
All of you people watching this show, look at Joe Frazier's head now. But watching him,
Which one you talking about?
Then as it wore on, Joe was becoming a little bit more frustrated with it. And at one point, Joe said to Ali, you went to the hospital.
That's when he went to the hospital now.
Joe, don't talk about the hospital. You know you're wrong bringing up the hospital. I ain't gonna say about the hospital.
We don't want to mention.
I went to the hospital for 10 minutes. You went for a month. Now be quiet.
At that point, Ali said, you're ignorant.
Stop ignorant the man is. Why'd you bring up the hospital?
I went to the hospital.
And Joe stood up, ripped off his microphone, and said, what do you mean I'm ignorant?
Sit down, Joe.
Why you think I'm ignorant?
Sit down, Joe.
Huh?
Sit down
Why
quick.
you think I'm ignorant?
The brothers are here.
Doing this too?
No. Sit down quick, Joe.
Well, we're having a scene, as you can see, and it's hard to tell whether it's clowning or for real between the two fighters.
Howard sat there calmly like he was doing a fight in the ring. He was calling the fight in the studio.
Joe Frazier is really angry. Muhammad called him ignorant, and he's really angry. I don't think this one is clowning at all.
It was sort of crazy in the control room. Certainly, we never expected that to happen.
Now they say they never expected it to happen, but you said, now listen now, we never expected this to happen, but you set them next to each other. Y'all changed y'all normal show format to have them side by side, but you didn't expect it to happen. People are so full of BS, man. Right, ISO. Frazier was giving them money. Where was his NOI brothers at? Exactly. Frauds. I agree. Somebody, the student said just the fact that he stuck with the NOI is very telling. They were robbing him. Right. I know they was extorting him.
We never expected them the two of them to get physical. A lot of people felt that it was put on because their fight was only a few days away and would create some hype. Anybody in the studio that day wouldn't have believed that. They were serious. They were very serious in going at it, especially Joe.
A classic fight between two extraordinary athletes. Joe Frazier's watch came off. There was a wrestling bout on the floor, and we're really very sorry this happened.
Our stagehands and others were trying to separate Ali and Frazier. Ultimately, when they got him separated, Joe got up, bolted out of the studio. That was the last time we saw him for the day.
Joe Frazier is...
I'm trying to see if I can find that actual... let me see. If I can just find it.
The start of round 10.
Round 10.
Frazier against Ali.
1 billion watchers waiting for this fight. With hospital arrest.
In and out.
That's embarrassing. Don't nobody go to hospital arrest. Be quiet.
I was resting.
Yeah, you went to hospital arrest.
In and out.
That's embarrassing. Don't nobody
In
go to
and out.
hospital arrest. And why did you bring? I wasn't gonna bring up the hospital. That shows you how dumb you are.
don't go in
That shows how dumb you are.
How come people
He
don't
brought
go
up the hospital.
Who don't go
What's this? What was happening there, Joe?
I go to hospital.
A motion to Arthur
He
McCann.
go for money. Why did he bring
What
that
was
up?
happening?
I really don't know.
He
I'm
didn't have to tell.
trying to listen to this cat saying about
He
something.
gonna bring up the hospital.
what difference?
Why'd you bring up the hospital? I went to the hospital for 10 minutes.
Why you figure I'm
I went to the hospital for 10 minutes.
Why you think I'm ignorant?
Man, you know, you sat down. Sit down. Sit down, Joe.
Start of round 10.
Round 10.
Frazier against Dolly.
1 billion watchers waiting for this fight. I think we deserve a hand. We've done a lot of work to accumulate 1 billion, which is bigger than the Super Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Kentucky Derby, the Indianapolis
All right,
500,
but let's get
and the World Series. Them 2 men you watching right there beats everything America ever produced. 2 black brothers.
All right, what was your feeling at this point? in
Oh,
the
get
fight,
on off of
Muhammad?
that mess. I'm talking about something now. I said, them 2 black men right there can command more world attention than everything America can produce. Now, let me finish talking.
I want you to get back to the fight and
Whole
tell me what
planet
your
Earth.
feeling was at this point.
I'm not going to remember. I was tired.
You worked.
Because my hips were sore. He hit me below not below my belt, but not on the side, my right line hip. He hit me right here all night.
So we got tricked. I got tricked because they gave us this image of Ali. And again, as I go back in history, I realize that any black person that's been propped up for black people, they've all been frauds. If the machine says that this person is the one, they all been frauds, and Ali is no different. What he did to Colin Frazier, Uncle Tom, you know, disrespectful. Saying that Foreman had a German Shepherd, he had the police dogs, he was a sellout. Ali was turning these people against these men. It was wrong because you know you have an unfair advantage because you're perceived as a person that's fighting for black people, even though you're not. You're perceived that way. So you have an unfair advantage. If you say they're sellouts, folks believe you, even though it's BS. But my issue is this. It would be different if he came out and said it wasn't true. These are good men. These are champions. He didn't do that. I look like Joe Frazier. I'm a little more handsome than Joe. Now listen, I like Joe's outfit though in his interview though. I like his outfit.
My legs are sore. The referee didn't say nothing. I got hit 90,000
Oh, that's
times.
when he went in the hospital now.
No, please, Joe, don't talk about no hospital. You know you're wrong bringing up a hospital. I ain't gonna say about no hospital.
We don't mention.
I went to hospital for 10 minutes. You went for a month. Now be quiet.
I was resting.
Yeah, you went to hospital arrest.
In and out.
That's embarrassing. Don't nobody
In
go to
and out.
hospital arrest. And why did you bring? I wasn't gonna bring up the hospital. That shows you how dumb you are.
don't go in
That shows how dumb you are.
How come people
He brought up the hospital.
Who don't
What's this? What was happening there, Joe?
I go to hospital for 10
Motion
minutes.
to Arthur McCann.
He go for
McCann
money.
comes
Why did he
over.
bring
What
that
was
up?
happening?
I really don't know.
He didn't have to
I'm
tell.
trying to listen to this cat saying about
He
something.
gonna bring up the hospital.
what difference?
Why'd you bring up the hospital? I went to the hospital for 10 minutes.
Why you figure I'm
I went to the hospital for 10 minutes.
Why you think I'm ignorant?
Man, you know, you sat down. Sit down. Sit down, Joe.
Why you think I'm ignorant?
Sit down, Joe.
Huh?
Sit down
Why
quick.
you think I'm ignorant?
Sir, the brothers are here.
Doing this too?
No.
Sit down.
Somebody said it earlier that Ali didn't stand up. Oh yeah, Kelvin Thompson said Ali hopped up when Foreman. Now listen. Listen. Ali running his mouth. Now Frazier stand up is one-on-one. Everybody coming in from behind, from the side, and then Ali pop. Come on, man. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. What's up, Candace? Stimulated students said Ali made it cool for athletes not to have class. Yeah, because it's classless. It's actually class. You're right. It's classless.
Quick, Joe.
Well, we're having a scene, as you can see, and it's hard to tell whether it's clowning or for real between the two fighters. This kind of thing is...
There was anger on his part, Howard. I'm not angry and still not angry.
Joe Frazier had... You can see, be back in just one moment.
Tonight, you be on time.
As you can see, one chair is now empty. Muhammad Ali is sitting next to me where Joe Frazier had been sitting. And Joe has left the studio in what was open anger, real anger, and there's no sense in disguising the fact.
I would say there was anger on his part, Howard. I'm not angry and still not angry. That's why I'm still here.
All right.
But a man shouldn't be that savage and illiterate to just jump up and stand over me and ball his fists up and as if though he's going to swing at me. I didn't know what he was going to do. I had to jump up to defend myself. But I'm...
Now you playing the victim. You done caught, you just, now, and here goes what's crazy, right? He just called this man savage and ignorant. Think about this now. He just said two black men can command all this attention. Now he called him the man savage and ignorant. After you done called him a sellout, after you done called him dumb, after you done called him a gorilla, you done use all these racial slurs or epithets towards Joe Frazier. And then when he's not there in the studio, you still talking about him. The same guy that was giving you money for you and your family when you wasn't boxing, you're still talking about him. And to be honest with you, I believe that Ali hated Frazier for that because Ali needed the money and Frazier was so kind to give it to him, it made Ali upset. He resented Frazier for that. He resented Frazier for being that good of a guy. Because every chance Ali got, he tried to humiliate him. But that's why, though. Character. When I weighed the character, you see, Frazier was like, I don't want to see the man down bad. He's a former champ. I'm going to look out for him. Character. Ali says, because he did it, I'm upset. I'm going to humiliate him so I can get my pride back, so I can feel like I got something over him. You can't dress. You ignorant, you a sellout, you a gorilla, you a savage. Look what he's saying. Look what he's saying. You just don't like black culture, Blanche. How could anybody like black culture? What has been the result of black culture? What, if we look at black culture as a whole, what has been the result of it? Black folks don't control black culture. Black culture is exploited all over the world. So how does anybody like black culture? Before black folks had black culture, they actually had a culture. Before it was called black love and black culture and black power and all this stuff, black folks actually had something. Listen, you say braggadocious. I don't mind braggadocious. That ain't what this is. You're confusing. What you're confusing is you're thinking that this is sportsmanship and showmanship. It's not. It's not. Him saying he's the greatest, I ride with it. Him saying I'm so handsome, I'm pretty, I ride with it. Him saying I'm gonna beat him to sleep, I ride with all that. But this is different. This right here is personal. And it's personal because if Frazier ain't there to talk for himself, then you shouldn't be talking either. This is personal.
I'm not still angry at him. I don't think two black men should be on the television fussing and fighting and acting like savages. This man he speaks ignorant at times. He said, I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital to have my swollen jaw checked to make sure nothing had happened for 10 minutes. And I wasn't going to bring up him going to the hospital because it's true. He was so hurt. He went to the hospital for 1 month. And I don't think it would be a man for me to bring up you went to the hospital because it's not my intention to hurt nobody. But so this is why I say he's an ignorant man to show you how much he thinks. If I went to the hospital 1 month and he went for 10 minutes, I wouldn't say he went to the hospital because he might say I went to the hospital.
All right, you've had your say now. I want to recapture the situation for you viewers. We were showing round 10 when suddenly this difficult situation arose. Joe is not here. Muhammad, as I have noted, has just had his say. I am going to try and serve as devil's advocate to represent Joe here now because he's not here.
You have to be the devil
and
to represent Joe. You have to be the devil.
I never mind the wisecracks, Muhammad.
That's true.
We're going to show round 10 again. We're going to concentrate on this fight.
Devil,
and
so then you act the devil.
Let's limit.
But keep in mind, Ali said that Hugh Hefner was his friend. All white men are the devil, except the one with the Playboy Mansion. Just remember that now. His words, not mine.
Our attention to this fight, and let's be absolutely fair in the absence of Joe Frazier. He's entitled to that regardless of your opinion, and I'm going to do my best.
Even Howard Cosell knows that this is wrong. For you to, even Howard Cosell, even he knows this is wrong. Because he can even see, man, you stunting. Even Howard Cosell's like, man, you stunting, dog. You purposely disrespected this man, knowing he's going to get upset. To get him, man, listen, even Howard Cosell sees it. Come on.
To see that he's protected. This is round 10. Now let's talk about the fight.
Recordings just got better.
We're back, and we thought we'd have the audience ask a couple of questions of our guests. So, does
Could
anybody
you tell them, please ask some intelligent questions, ask some hard questions.
There's one now.
And some good questions.
Yes, sir.
When are you going into the movies, Ali? I don't go in the movies, brother, because the movies that the black people make are belittling. They're not good. The movies that they allow black people to make is a big trick bag, and the rest of them don't see it. So, movies like the title, Cotton Come to Harlem, a Nigger Charlie, Cleopatra Jones, what's this judo pitch out now? Black judo pitcher called Judo Jones or something. Movies like all kind of movies showing prostitution, showing dope, Negroes in Cadillacs. They don't make movies. I'm not gonna make a movie until it's like Charlton Heston.
Okay, good. There's the end of that. Who has a question for Joe? Question for Joe Frazier.
How long?
Now listen, now y'all may not have seen it, but Joe Frazier got on the red shoes. Now listen, Joe Frazier could dress now. Don't get it twisted now. So you stay out there like Joe Frazier, maybe because of swag, but not because of the face. I never knew any of this. I did just read that Joe Frazier never forgave him. Say, it broke my heart. But think about it, though. He broke Joe Frazier's heart. Joe Frazier respected Ali. Man, listen, man, Ali stunted on Joe Frazier, man. He stunted. Listen, what he did with George Foreman was egregious enough. But what he did to Frazier was icing on the cake. It was icing on the cake. I gotta go pretty soon.
Is your training session, and how many rounds do you think you'll be able to take Muhammad Ali?
Well, right now, that's a good question for Joe. Boxing question. Stay on boxing question.
Maybe if we let him answer it.
Boxing. Keep him in boxing.
I've been moved up already to about 7-8 rounds a day, and altogether it's like 14 rounds.
That's good.
15 rounds.
I don't think it'll be no problem for me to track him down. He said he's going to be able to dance, but I don't think he'll be able to dance and float out the way like he said. It's not that easy. Up here, talking about it, it's good. But when you get him full square, it's a different story altogether. I think it'll be like 5, 6 rounds. I'll track him down. He'll be
You
slow
mean you're
right
gonna
down.
admit that for 5 or 6 rounds you ain't gonna catch me?
So what that?
You mean you're gonna take 5 or 6 rounds before you track me down?
Oh, you gonna run.
You admit
You gonna run.
So
You
you admit
gonna
I'm
run.
gonna win the first 5 or 6. Well, if I win the first 6, you gotta win the next 6. Back up, boy. Where you going?
Excuse me, gentlemen. Good night.
Wait.
No, you can't.
Oh,
leave
get him
yet.
back here, would
No,
you?
we can't leave yet.
Come on,
No,
we
we
walking off the show. It's not right to leave the show. Don't be walking off the show.
Now,
Frazier want all of the smoke. Now, in my opinion, Frazier he overachieved. If you watch Frazier fight, Frazier threw a left jab and a left hook. That's it. Frazier barely used his right hand. Frazier threw a left jab and left hook. That's all he threw the whole fight. That one punch. Left jab, left hook. That's it. That's all he threw the whole. So to me, he overachieved. But I believe he had a lot of heart. He was a fierce competitor. He wasn't afraid. He's a great fighter. I ain't gonna say he's a great boxer, but he's a great fighter. But yeah.
are they kidding, boys and girls, or not? Yeah, there's a question. Are they?
Why did he take everything Muhammad Ali dishes out so calmly?
Well, I'm the quiet type, and I believe in out here is to talk to people and do my best to answer their question. And I was told not to get upset, to take it easy. I got 2 weeks to go, and the 28th, it'll be all the places where I can spill all that anger right there.
It'll be all
over, right?
All over. All the talk will be over.
In the ring.
You can't talk in the ring.
Because there was a lot of
it's gonna
talking
be
going on
over.
the last time before.
Big one?
There was a lot of talking going on the last time before.
No, it was no talking. He probably mumbled every word. You can't
We
talk with a
said a few
mouthpiece
words.
in anyway.
Yeah, one time. Let me tell you, it was 11th round. I remember. I hit you with a combination.
And you say you was God.
No, you crazy.
Yeah, you
No,
said you was God.
I'm
And
not
I
gonna
said,
say
well,
I'm
God,
God. That's-
you was
that's
going to
crazy.
get your ass whooped tonight. That's what
Don't let me no, let me, no,
God, you going to get your ass whooped
But Ali, what kind of a punch broke your jaw?
it was a pretty hard punch, but I was clowning. My mouth was open. I was talking, and I got hit. My mouth was open.
Really?
Yeah. He fought me the second time, hit me on the jaw a lot of times. I kept my mouth closed, and then didn't happen again.
So again, Ali was a great showman. Take nothing away from him, but I'll just say that what he did with, I knew about the Frazier stuff, but what he did with Foreman was egregious. It's just I can't let it go, and I can't even rank Ali because of that. Because your perception to the world is just totally false, because you ducked George Foreman in that second fight. In that second fight, you knew you was going out lights out. You knew it. You wouldn't have had the rope-a-dope. You got to box for 12 rounds and not get hit. Wasn't gonna happen. Oh, sweet Mo Love said Joe was. Hey, you think Joe Frazier handsome? I mean, I don't know. I ain't said that man was ugly. I said I was just more handsome than him. I don't say ugly. I'm saying I'm just more handsome than Joe. To me, you know what I'm saying? Why Pamela say no? Anyway, but basically, all of our heroes You think Joe Frazier's top 5? Listen, man, based on what Joe Frazier had in his tool bag, you got to think now. Joe Frazier had the belt, and he only had a left jab and left. Like if you watch him fight, he's not no matter of fact. Let's go to one real quick. Let's just go. Let's just go real quick. Let's just go. Let's just go. Let me do Frazier. Y'all want to do Frazier? First Foreman. First one. Let me see if they got the first one right here. Let's get to, let me see.
In the event of a knockdown, you must take an 8 count. The 3 knockdown rule has been waived.
Frazier, an even round, they both get 10. Joe Frazier, they're scheduled for 15 rounds here in Jamaica. Frazier, the white trunks, Foreman, the red trunks.
Keep watching. You do one right.
Frazier pouring in. Frazier rarely wins the first round. I'd be surprised if he won it now. Foreman a little bit tense.
Left jab.
Foreman has been nailed and nailed good. Joe Frazier.
Left jab, left hook. Left hook.
We'll find
left
out
hook,
tonight how much the Ali
jab.
fight took out of Frazier. Now Foreman looks a little looser. That was a
Left
solid
hook.
left hook that caught Frazier. Foreman going
Right,
to
left jab.
snappy jab. Foreman having a very good round.
Right.
I think he hurt Joe Frazier. I think
Straight
Joe
right,
did
raggedy.
hurt. Nancy Dundee, Ali's trainer, right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
So, oh, you say Ali is no. I mean, Ali is top 5. He's top 5. I don't know who he ducked. I just know he ducked Foreman for that second fight. You know, but as you can see, Frazier is just he just like he only throws the right hand as a formality, like just because he it's all left for him.
The heavyweight champion is taking the mandatory 8 count, and Foreman is as poised as can be. Underneath, Archie Moore is yelling to Foreman. We've got the excitement here that we look for. Frazier is.
So you see how Foreman punches? See that distance? That's what Ali was trying to cut off, is that distance. You know, loading them right hands up, coming down with them rights and lefts, loading them up. He's like, we got to cut the distance off. So you see, Frazier ain't doing that. Frazier is getting teed off on. He's teeing off on Frazier.
Days, he is getting hit again and again and again. Frazier's in real trouble here. Foreman in complete charge of the fight. Frazier seems to be hurt. He's been rocked. Foreman is going about his job. Foreman is all over Joe Frazier. Frazier is down again, and he may be. No, he is rising. He is game. He doesn't know where he is. The mandatory 8 count. He doesn't know.
So Frazier, he wouldn't quit. He wouldn't quit. Even Ali said he was punishing Frazier and he kept coming. Like he wouldn't stop coming. Like he just wouldn't stop. So even like right now, clearly he's out of it, but he's still gonna keep fighting. Like he gonna keep fighting. The same way too. He gonna keep throwing that left hook. He ain't gonna change nothing up. Get knocked down again.
He is. The round is about to end. 2 knockdowns in the first round of Joe Frazier. Down again. No saving by the bell. He's up, and so the fight continues. Frazier was down 3 times.
Now, the fight is over, you know, but back in the day, they let you get brutalized. I mean, the fight is over, though. He's a cheat, and it taints everything. It's like leaving in the bread. Right. He cheated. I can't let that go, man. That's just it's dishonorable.
Question about the first round. 3 knockdowns.
Foreman in complete charge up to now. Foreman is being warned. Frazier is being battered in Foreman's corner.
Oh, he is all over Frazier again. Yes, Frazier in the corner. Frazier's knees buckled. He is out. He is down. He is.
Man, he just made Frazier hop, skip, do a little crib walk, and then fall. Like this he getting the brakes beat off him. But keep in mind, this is Styles make fight, but this is the guy that Ali did a trilogy with is Frazier.
Frazier's knees buckled. He is out. He is down. He is down for the 4th time in the fight.
Joe is desperately trying to get to his feet. He's on his feet. Joe's been down 4 times.
Quick left from Joe. Another. Frazier is down for the 5th time in this fight.
Joe down again. Joe powers up. 5 times he's been down. Foreman at him again. It's hard to see how Frazier can last. Joe is down for the 6th time. Frazier doesn't know where he is. The fight is over. The fight is over. The winner is George Foreman.
It is over. It is.
So, I mean, so you can see Frazier was pretty much he's just a great fighter, man. He's the heart of a champion. He had a left hook, he had a left jab, but I mean, if he caught you with that left hook, you was gonna go down. Most people, he dropped Ali with it. He couldn't drop Foreman. Foreman could actually take a punch though. But anyway, listen, I love y'all. I gotta go to the gym. Thank y'all for tuning in. I didn't get to my second part of this, but I'm glad it's my own part. Just Ali. I'm gonna change the title of this thing to Muhammad Ali, a fallen hero. Change the title of it. But my point is that your character is going to get revealed. A character is a man's fate. So your character is going to speak for you when you're long and gone. And it's just ironic that Ali's been gone, but his character is still here. If that makes sense. His character is still here, even though he's deceased. Who he really is still here. We got the archive, we got the articles, we got the footage and the videos, and we find that Ali really wasn't who we thought he was. Not to say he wasn't a great boxer, great man, none of that stuff, but who he really was tested with George Foreman. Even though he beat George Foreman, he knew it wasn't legit. Even though he beat George Foreman, deep down inside, he knew it wasn't legit. He knew it was a setup. But anyway, this is why I harp on character so much, because of things like this. Now the future, who would have thought that MLK exposed, Black Panthers exposed, Ali exposed, all these people are exposed. We thought they were this and they're not. Who they really are is being exposed. A man's character is his fate. And almost makes you wonder how his last years were spent. It almost, you don't want to say it, but you almost want to say it almost seems just to what happened. Because you got to think now, to whom much is given, that much more is required. Listen, ISO, when they expose Mike, but honestly, I think Mike's been exposed for just having, like womanizing, cocaine, gambling. I think that's Mike's exposure. I don't know. I mean, we know Mike is a goon, but I don't think Mike cheated on the court though. I don't think he would, sabotage the game on the court. But yeah, if Mike gets exposed, I'm gonna do a video on Michael Jordan too. But yeah, man's character is his fate, and so we just see that Ali, like many others, they aren't who they thought they were. And I'm not saying Ali deserved to have the Parkinson's disease. I'm just saying when you put everything in perspective of how egregious he was, and again, to whom much is given, that much more is required. So if God bless you with a lot, like you got a lot of gifts, a lot of talents, you don't have the same amount of rope as everybody else does. If that makes sense. Like you don't get the same leeway everybody else because you're giving much. So you're giving much, the stakes are always higher. So in Ali's case, it was imperative that he had character. He had to have character. Because everything about everything he had. He could speak well. He was good looking. He was tall. I guess back in the day he was light skinned, intelligent. Like he had all of the tools. He was great personality. He had a certain magnetism. Like Ali had all of the tools to be he was a global star. And so at the end of the day, he was a poet. So what I'm saying is God gave him all those gifts. He don't have the same legend everybody else has. He can't go out, he can't do what he did with George Foreman and Frazier and make it out unscathed. I'm sorry, he can't. Can't do it. He can't do it. Yeah, LeBron James with the performance enhancements, it's gonna come out in years. It's gonna come out later. Nobody's gonna care though. But I think Mike's character off the court was horrible. I mean, sleeping with folks' wives, I think it was horrible. I don't think Mike is a good person. I mean, I think Mike is good at times, but Mike is you can't be a womanizer and a whoremonger and he ain't got no character. He may have character when it comes to his sport, to his craft, but in life, no. Come on, no, he didn't have no character. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much, and I will see y'all again on Friday. I just heard rumors about you said whose wife. I heard a lot of wives. I heard players even knew. I heard a lot of he slayed a lot of wives. You think about it. Jordan's ultra competitive. So he ain't competitive with basketball, he competitive with everything. So imagine him seeing somebody's wife say, I'm gonna get it. Like it's just, yeah, he was out of control. Out of control. But you know what's crazy? When you see Jordan now, he never looks happy. To me, he'll never look happy. Because you can't, to whom much is given, that more is required. Like, think about it. You can't do all that stuff and not pay for it. You can't be this great person and then be that reckless. You can't. It's gonna come with a cost and a price. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. I will see y'all on Friday. Or Saturday, probably on Friday. I love y'all. Good night, YouTube. Oh, who gave me a badge? Hold on. I don't want to go without seeing what's up to the. Thanking you for the badge. I mean, super sticker. Somebody gave me one. I saw it earlier. I see you on here, Tez. What's up? She didn't think I saw her on here. Somebody give me a super sticker. Oh, okay. Rainer Family Homestead, long time listener, first time catching it live. Thank you, brother. Your message is appreciated. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so much. The Rainer Family Homestead. Y'all got a homestead? That's what's up. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much, and I will see y'all again on Friday or Saturday, probably Friday. Thank y'all.